Hi, Sal.
We are mature travelers that travel long term.
Yes, we are. We should talk about that today.
Okay, let's talk about it. Being a couple traveling has a lot of advantages, certainly.
Oh, absolutely. Cost,
Sure.
as a solo traveler, if you're renting a hotel room, you're paying for it by yourself.
Right.
When Sal and I travel, I'm paying for half. So that makes a big difference.
Right. And then the thing about being a mature couple, we budget maybe differently than young travelers might. We don't usually stay in hostels. A hostel typically is a per person charge, so you might end up spending $30 a night as a solo traveler. As a couple, you're spending $60 a night, and you may or may not be getting private accommodations.
Right. We've stayed in hostels, but we've always had private rooms, and it's worked out fine. It's nice because there's a common area. You have a lot of people to talk to, share the experiences about, oh, where's a good restaurant, what are the sights to see, what did you do today, that type of thing. So you get a lot of interaction, a lot of information, but we like a private room.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I prefer privacy, and there's a great thing about hostels is you do have that opportunity to connect with other travelers, and when you're solo, that's fantastic because you have people that you can hang out with, and if they're a lot of the time, maybe you're doing similar stuff, so that's really fun. But as a couple, we don't necessarily need that, although we've spent a lot of time hanging out with solo travelers in our day, and that's always fun.
Yes.
The other thing is, well, if you're hanging out with somebody for a long time, over a long period of time, you always get along. We basically always get along.
There's, in any relationship, I don't care if you're traveling or you're at home, you're going to have disagreements and fights. On the road, it's not like I'm going to say, oh, I'm going downstairs. It's like we have a one-room place. So,
you're really attached together. You don't have an
Yes.
opportunity to get a break necessarily.
Yeah, you really just got to, approach it calmly, talk it out, or, there are times we're not figuring out anything here. We have to agree to disagree and let it go and move on.
Yeah.
And we've done that.
It's come up.
Yeah. So, but you have to let it go. I mean, we were on the road for nearly a year.
Yes.
Every day together. There were times like I wanted to go out one night in Prague and shoot the snow, and Sally's like, nah, I'm not going. So I go out by myself.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that, of course. If the two of you, she wants to go see a museum and I want to go hike up a mountain, no reason we can't spend a day apart. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact,
Right.
I've heard people recommend that, always plan a day apart. So we didn't have to do that, but certainly it's an option.
Our travel goals are quite well aligned.
Yes.
I'm not a huge hiker. Like, I don't like really long hikes, and Brad enjoys that. That makes it a little tough for him because I'm just not physically interested in doing a long hike always. But long days in the museums, walking around town, those kinds of things, seeing historic sites, we both agree that that's really fun to do. The way that we organize our travel time, I tend to lean towards helping figure out ground transportation and long flights, and occasionally accommodation kind of things, more of the technical. And then Brad is really good at finding all the fun stuff to do. So he tends to direct more where are we going to go, and what are we going to do when we're there. And I tend to be more like, okay, so we're going to Cairo. How do we get from A to B? What's the best way to do that? And I'll do that research and make those plans. It's a nice way to divide up the responsibilities.
Yeah, it is. And obviously if there's some place I want to stay or there's somewhere she wants to go, she mentions it. So I will say one thing. You hiked Torres del Paine to that Mirador.
Yeah.
Los Tres. I can't remember the name of it. That was a 15-mile hike. That was a tough hike because the last part of that, you're just walking up the side of a mountain. So she can do it.
I complained a lot.
Yeah. But typically when we walk around town, we're hiking 6 or 8 miles a day. Not hiking, we're walking because you know it's
Walking,
walking
depending,
through ruins and.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you're in Europe, though, you're walking uphill all the time.
Oh, yeah.
100%. You never go downhill,
Yeah.
as far as I can tell. Stairs or uphill
Yeah.
on cobblestones.
Yeah.
What else about being a mature travelers has been, well, we don't eat like 3 meals a day. We
No.
don't need to do that.
Right.
Our appetites are diminished, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah. We have a big breakfast.
Yeah.
And then midday, 2, 3 o'clock, we have a big lunch. And if we get hungry later, maybe a snack, but usually that's about it.
Yeah. That's quite nice because we're not spending all of our time sitting in a restaurant. We're doing the stuff that we really want to do. Now, if you're a foodie, that might not work for you, but maybe if you're a foodie, you're not a museum person or a hiker. It
Yeah.
always works out as long as you have similar goals. I think that's kind of,
Yeah, you have to
It makes
decide
it
what
easier.
you want to see. I mean, in another video, we'll talk about how do we decide where to go.
yes.
We talk to
Talk it out.
yeah, talk it out. You know, what is it you want to see?
And
So-
I'm going to post, we recorded a podcast recently on a
Yes.
recent trip, and I'll post the podcast or that. We don't have video of it because we were in a bar, and that would have been awkward to videotape in a bar. I think
Yeah.
maybe not.
I don't know.
It would have been dark.
Yeah, but it was good. We talked about I don't know, Portugal and
All the different places we're
Jamaica,
hoping to go
yeah.
soon. So
so,
yeah, and that actually is pretty instructive in terms of how we make decisions about where we're planning on going.
yeah.
Anything else about long-term travel that you can think would help people?
No, we find if we're spending $40 on accommodations, we're going to spend $40 on recreation.
Yeah, that kind of always works out that way for us
It
with
was-
our budget.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're in London and you're paying $100 a night, you're going to pay $100 for everything else. London's an expensive destination.
Right.
You know, if you're in Istanbul, you're paying $30 or $40 a night, and it'll be $30 or $40 for, you know, all your transportation and entertainment.
Museums or whatever
Yeah.
you're saying, historic sites. Yeah,
So, you know,
nice.
it just works out. So you can, you know, roughly plan that. Now, you know, if you're, I don't know, heavy drinker, you know, you're going out to the bars and everything, that may not apply. So, you know, we have a couple of drinks, but typically, you know, buy a bottle of wine, bring it back to your room.
Sure. Yeah, it's not a
we're
big
not-
draw for us.
Right, we're not out, you know, I'm not trying to meet the chicks. You know, she's not out trying to, you know, find someone to hang out with. We're hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
You know, we find we hang out with other travelers.
Yes.
We like meeting the local people and stuff, but it's not a priority, and it may be, particularly for a solo traveler.
You know, another thing that there's a trend that I've noticed recently in the last, I guess when we were in Africa, I noticed it more, but I've seen it before. Younger folks tend to, sometimes they will dress up in clothes that I probably wouldn't wear when I'm traveling, so they can take great Instagram pictures, and I think that's really fun. They look adorable with very colorful clothing and maybe shoes that to me seem like they wouldn't be very comfortable for seeing the sights, but they're getting a really great shot of themselves in a fantastic location. We, as mature travelers, tend to focus more on taking shots of the sights that we're seeing and posting those on our Instagram accounts versus taking photographs of ourselves and posting them on our Instagram account. So that alleviates me from having to worry so much about how I look. I can be makeup free in the most comfortable clothes that I can wear with super comfortable shoes. And that really, I think, that works for me as a mature traveler. I would imagine that other mature travelers would find that.
Shoes, don't skimp on footwear.
Yeah.
You know,
We walk so much.
Right. I had a nice pair of Gore-Tex walking shoes that I used for the entire year. And it was great because even when it was raining and everything, my feet were dry, comfortable. You know, of course I'm not wearing high heels, but neither is Sally. You know, comfortable clothes, comfortable shoes. I'd almost say throw the high heels in the backpack and, you know, put them on for your picture and take them off because, boy, it's tough.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story. I wasn't there. My mom went on a 30-day whirlwind tour of Europe. Young woman was there, you know, nice high heels. She wanted to look cute. Stepped off the bus, twisted her ankle. Other foot came down, trying to save her from falling, twisted that ankle. 15 days into a 30-day trip, she broke both her ankles. Her trip was over.
Yeah, don't do
So
that.
cobblestones are tough.
Yeah.
So wear good, comfortable, or if you're going to wear a heel, make it a big one, so you're not getting caught in the cobblestones. Yeah, particularly in Europe, but anywhere. I mean, steps. Steps are different. I mean, in the United States, I'm sure other countries too, very uniform steps. They're 8 inches or 10 inches, whatever they are, and they're uniform all the way up. That is not true
Anywhere else.
Anywhere else, right. They were perfectly uniform until that last step. And I tripped on it. I didn't go down, but I mean, I bumped, and had to catch myself 4 times going up this, or place we were staying. It's like, so you just got to you got to understand it's different.
Yeah. I don't have anything else to add. This is a really good conversation.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks, Sal. Oh, travelhaunt.com. Obviously, you're looking at this on YouTube. Please subscribe, please like, please comment. Let us know what you like and what you don't like so we can get better at this. So you'll notice the videos will improve as time goes on. So at least I hope you notice that. And so let us know what we're doing right. Let us know if you'd like to hear about some place in particular. If we've been there, we'll talk about it. So comment. Thanks.